Hey everybody, Logan here. I'm doing a collection video today, but it's not your typical collection video. I haven't done one of these in quite some time, but with everything that's been announced with, well, Xbox Series X no longer being carried by major retailers such as Costco and Sam's Club, and who knows who else might follow, I've been to my local Target and they haven't had them in stock in quite some time. Walmart has a few. I'm sure GameStop still has them in stock, but I haven't been seeing them. So with companies putting them on clearance and rumors about no new Xboxes in the future, now might be the time to start buying Xbox games. I bet you're like, wait. Why would I do that if they're discontinuing? Because they're dirt cheap. When I mean dirt cheap, I mean you can get brand new games, good games, for less than 20 bucks. And let me show you some of the ones I recently picked up. And if you're a collector for value, you're definitely going to want to stay tuned. So let me show you these. So like I stated, you can get these games for dirt cheap. I was doing what I normally do when it comes to searching for new gaming accessories or controllers or whatnot for the different consoles on Amazon, and I stumbled upon these games which I didn't have, and I was like, wow, that's dirt cheap. They're on Game Pass, that's probably why. But with the prices of Game Pass skyrocketing, people canceling them en masse, people are going to want to start getting physical games again, and especially those that still have their Xbox Series X. So let me show you some of the ones that I recently picked up, and I have one of these on PlayStation, but I originally beat them all on Xbox, so I decided to pick them up again. Mass Effect. This is the legendary that has Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3. $12. Sealed, brand new, $12. Next one, Maneater. I had this way back when, and then when I decided to get rid of the majority of my Xbox collection because of the buying into Game Pass, bad mistake. This is now $15. Sealed, brand new, sealed. I mean, fantastic game. If you haven't played it, it's great. This one is still $60. I've seen it as low as $40, but it's still around that $50, $60 mark on PS5. And that's Armored Core. Yeah, $24. This was the most expensive one, but I went, $24? I want to play this. Yes, so I will be playing them on Xbox Series X, not PlayStation 5 Pro, so you don't get the slight enhancements. But honestly, come on, for that dirt cheap, it's less than half the price. Now, another thing is you could go to your local GameStop and get them dirt cheap for the most part, but you're going to get pretty rough conditions. I went to my local one and they had very little to no Xbox games. But go to your local game store. That's where I go. They have a ton of Xbox games, and since people really don't buy them, they're significantly cheaper. You can get games like Fallout, any of your Bethesda titles. You can get the Call of Duties, you name it, whatever your favorite titles are, you can get them for a lot cheaper if they're going by price charting than on PlayStation. It's just because, well, PlayStation seems to hold the value where the Xbox doesn't. So if you're trying to build that backlog, now might just be the time to do so. And if you want just to play some games because you're getting rid of your Game Pass and you want to have plenty of games to play, you can do it for pretty cheap. Now, another thing I was mentioning in the beginning was there are certain games that, well, the Xbox, when it comes to new games, might be worth a bit more. Why? Because of print run. There were a lot less games printed physically for Xbox than there were on PlayStation. For example, try getting RoboCop. RoboCop is almost impossible. The Rogue City to get for Xbox, but you can still find the PlayStation version pretty readily. So, for example, I've got it right here. I also got the PlayStation version. That's just because I love RoboCop. So this is where I beat it. Fantastic game. I 100%ed all 1,000 gamer score. And then I picked up RoboCop Rogue City Unfinished Business digitally because it only came out digital, and then later on they announced that it was coming out physically. So I bought it. As you can see, still sealed. $30. This is going to be one of those that, if history has taught us anything, will skyrocket in value because of such a low print run. Now, there is a collector's tin coming out as of recording this month in October that has both, but we don't know what it's going to include, what extras, what DLC. We don't know that just yet. I do plan on picking that up on Xbox. Why? Because the lower print run might cause games to be a lot more valuable in the future. We might see that Sega Saturn effect and Sega Dreamcast. That could just be high hopes, but who knows. Now, another one that I purchased, but it was on Game Pass, but since I'm not continuing my Game Pass, not after my free 1 month trials, because I got a ton of the little cards. Once those are done, I'm only going to stick to core just to play online with my buddies, because I'm probably getting Battlefield. Well, as of right now, as of recording, Battlefield 6 isn't out yet. That's probably the platform we're going to play it on, because that's where we always played it on. So, that other game is Wu Chang Fallen Feathers. It is on Game Pass, but yeah, I'm not paying all that to get Wu Chang. I'm not paying $30 a month when this is a $50 game. That's how much I got it for. As you can see, it's still sealed. It's downloaded on my Xbox for the Game Pass version, but I decided, hey, I'm going to get it here. This is extremely hard to find right now. And I was like, I'm glad I picked it up, because Game Pass is just ridiculous in price. And I have the full game as long as I want it, play it as much as I want, and I own it. And that's the thing now. With Game Pass going up in price the way it has been, you don't own anything. Well, you never own anything with Game Pass. At least with these games that are on disc, unlike games like, say, Call of Duty, which actually aren't on the disc and you have to download it. It's kind of like the same thing with Switch 2 keycards. Not a big fan of any of those. I actually like to play the game because, God forbid, in 20 years, when I'm in my 60s, I don't really care about downloading things. I just want to play, and then the servers are turned off, and I'm still going to be gaming at that time. And what if I want to play Armored Core? What if I want to play RoboCop? What? And I can't? No, now I can. And I will be able to do it then. And the games are on these discs. Now that, again, make sure if you're doing your collecting, you research, see what games are fully on the disc. Yeah, you might not get the patched version or something like that, or you might not get the Series X version, because we know if it says Xbox One and Xbox Series X, it's the Xbox One version on the disc. And then you pop it in and you get the enhancements for the Series X with the updates. So you may not be able to get that. So be it, right? But at least you have the game to play. And it's better than not having anything. Once they shut off Game Pass and you don't get that anymore, you got nothing to show for all the money you spent. At least with this, it's an inexpensive game collection. And you got quite a few games to play. And if you still have an Xbox One X, majority of these games will play unless it says Series X only. And there aren't really that many games out there that are Series X only. The only ones I have are actually going to be these right here. Everything else I own don't say Series X. They're more along the lines of Xbox One and Xbox Series X. So just keep in mind when you're buying it there. But another thing I've noticed, when I go to my local game stores, if they get an Xbox version, they might get 3 for the new ones and 23 or more for the PlayStation 5. So just the larger print runs will make it a lot harder to get these games. So maybe if you have both, look at getting the Xbox One. You might have, something that's worth more in the future. But who knows? Sega Saturn? Sega Dreamcast? This could be them? I don't know. Some people are saying, yes, Microsoft is the new Sega, but history looks back on the Dreamcast and the Saturn very differently, very fondly now, where I don't know how history is going to look back on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X. The 360, different story. Original Xbox, different story. tons of fantastic exclusives, and all the games were on disc. So you had your fully physical games. History is going to be a lot more kind to the first two Xboxes and the second two Xboxes. So there we go. Maybe that helped you out. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. You're going to buy whatever games you want on whatever platform you want. But if you're a physical collector, and if you do enjoy Xbox and you're saddened by all this news that's been coming out, maybe now's the time to go fill out some of that backlog. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share this video. God bless each and every one of you. Drop it in the comment section below. Tell me if this is what you're doing or what you plan on doing with your Xbox, or, well, how do you feel about Xbox? Let me know. God bless each and every one of you, like I said, and be legendary. Thanks again.